Listen, I love this song so much. Hey, never seen the sunshine like this. Dichotomous in your thinking. Don't be so small-minded.
Hi everyone, I'm Amahle Kebane and I'm on Zero Trash Talk. Let's take it out. Okay, so I'm going to read these questions. The first question is, what's my take or what's your take on patriarchy in African countries? I hate it. Like, there's no purpose for the patriarchy. I mean, I live in a country where, like, the men aren't particularly good. It's a gender-based violence capital of the world. And even when it comes to, like, fatherhood and stuff, like 69.3% of the households, black households in South Africa are fatherless. So for me, in terms of the patriarchy and its function, I think it's outdated and women should have the power to do whatever they want to do. But unfortunately, these systems of patriarchy are upheld by colonialism, and I mean, it's going to be very hard to get rid of it, but I'm one of those people, like, I can't live with the patriarchy. It's terrible, child. And then the second question is, what's the difference between the Kenyan culture from the States? Okay, firstly, Kenya has a lot of black people, and the black people in Kenya speak Kiswahili. Obviously, the black people in the US speak AAVE. And so here, when I'm here and I'm around Kenyans, I kind of feel left out because everyone's speaking Kiswahili and I can't really pick up everything or hear everything. But I also do think that, like, Kenyans are very welcoming. I think the capitalist society that America is, especially when you're not in black spaces, you really have to just, I don't know what the English word, you just have to, like, hold on, because people aren't welcoming. Everyone is kind of hostile. And even though they're not hostile, it's just like the culture there is just, yeah. But then Kenyan people are very welcoming. And then, what's my opinion on the youth in Kenya in regard to the demonstrations going on due to government policies? I really like that the young people in Kenya are taking charge of what it means to be a young African, because in terms of the conversations on decolonialism, I think a lot of young people are afraid of taking it to the streets. And in terms of taking it to the streets, Kenyan people have done it the same way that Senegalese people did it earlier on in the year. Young South Africans did it, last year. I think it's time for us as young Africans to come together and really speak about neocolonialism and how it has affected our continent, especially when it comes to things like the finance bill. Or, are short skirts a part of the South African culture? Of course! Have you seen, like, the way we dressed before colonialism? Not even before colonialism, but even now when you're going to cultural things, not a lot of people anymore, but, like, people are nude, or they're, like, what's this called, topless, because nudity wasn't really sexualized in our culture until colonialism. And I think with colonialism there comes this thing of, like, sexualizing young black women who have thick thighs and all that stuff. And I think that's why when people see what South African girls wear, even when we're wearing, like, Western clothing, they're like, why are you guys wearing like whores? We're not whores, it's just our culture, you get. And then huh? Yes, of course, and we have bums. Why must we hide all that shit just because people get offended? I think that's one, like, difference between Kenya and South Africa that always shocks me. Like, yesterday I saw schoolgirls wearing long things, and in South Africa, like, the connotation to, like, long skirts is that you're kind of old. So when I was, like, seeing people, I'm like, oh my god, short skirts are a part of youth. The sun is out, sun's out, like, So what's one Kenyan cuisine that has me in a chokehold? Chapati. Like, I love chapati. If I could eat that forever, they must teach me how to make it. Your chef must teach me how to make it, love. Which country has the finest niggas, South Africa or Kenya? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. Oh, what was the story behind the wife material TikTok?
When men call me wife material, I just get so offended.
Okay, so I really, really hate being seen as, like, palatable to men. Like, I think all my life I've just been around girls. And so now that I'm interacting with men and boys in my life, I've been hearing this whole thing of, oh, you're so wholesome, like, you're wife material. And I think my connection to wife material is that, oh, you must be in servitude to a man, you must know how to cook, you must know how to clean. I don't know how to cook. I can only clean my room. I can't clean someone else's space. So that was the story behind it, just like hating the patriarchy and everything about it. And then what song do I currently have on repeat? It's called Get It Right by Thames and Ashake. And then the other one is Control by Ira Star. Yeah. Really, really nice song. Those two girls, Tyler, Thames, Ira Star. Hey, truck. Anyway, they came out with good albums this year. Have I experienced culture shock in the various countries I've been to? Yes. When I was in Dublin, when I was in Ireland, worst culture shock ever. The US, worst culture shock ever. I think Kenya, the culture shock is that, like, it's really similar to South Africa. Yeah. So what's the weirdest DM I've ever gotten? I don't know. I don't really read my DMs like that. Like, I only read DMs from my friends and stuff. Sorry, nothing weird. How is my experience in Kenya so far? Kenya is a very welcoming country, as I've said. I really like that. Like, people here, they nurture you, they feed you. You don't have to ask for things. People just like, oh my God, you're from South Africa, you're in Kenya. Just come do this with us. I think Kenyans are really, really welcoming. And South Africans could learn a thing or two from that. I mean, we're welcoming too, but I think we're selectively welcoming. Yeah, I think black people all across the world are welcoming, like black Americans, the Nigerian people that I was meeting in Dublin, even here, that's our thing, Ubuntu. But anyway, thank you so much, Kaleboa. I'm enjoying being in the sun while my family is suffering in -2 weather because it's winter in Clean. But bye-bye. Mbonga cool. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I'm going for a little swim because